Imagine a man sitting under a tree, meditating for days without food or water. His breath becomes shallow, his body fragile, his mind silent. Suddenly, everything he ever knew, his name, his life, his desires, his struggles, dissolves like salt in water. He feels a deep terror, as if his very existence is being ripped apart. But in the next moment, what remains is an ocean of peace. This is not just the story of Gautama Buddha or countless yogis and mystics. This is the story of anyone who has tasted enlightenment, even for a fleeting moment. Because enlightenment feels like death, the death of everything you thought you were. Why does enlightenment feel like death? Because it is death. Not the death of your body, but the death of your identity, your constructed self, your ego. The ego that says, I am this body, I am this mind, I am this story. When you awaken, it is as if a tight knot inside your chest suddenly unravels. The walls you built to keep yourself safe begin to crumble. And at first, it is terrifying, because the ego does not go quietly. It screams, it resists, it fights for survival. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff. You are told that if you jump, you will fly. But your entire life, you have only known how to walk. The idea of flying sounds beautiful until you're actually at the edge, staring into the vast abyss below. Your knees shake, your heart races. The ego whispers, don't jump, you will die. But enlightenment is that jump. It is the surrender into the abyss of your true nature. It is the letting go of control, of identity, of attachment to the known. When people speak of ego death, they often imagine it to be blissful, golden light, and unending love. And yes, it is that, but only after the death has occurred. Before that, it feels like your very soul is being torn apart, because everything you believed yourself to be is suddenly revealed as illusion. Science and spirituality both whisper the same secret. There is no solid self. Neuroscience has found that the self is just a network of perceptions, memories, and emotions, constantly shifting and changing. Spirituality has known this for millennia, that the ego is a mask, a dream, a construct. But imagine if tomorrow you woke up with complete amnesia. No memory of your name, your family, your job, your culture, your religion. Who would you be? Would you still be you? Enlightenment is like spiritual amnesia. Suddenly, your attachments, your labels, your personal stories fade away, and only pure awareness remains. Awareness without boundaries. Consciousness without identity. This is why enlightenment feels like death. Because for the ego, it is death. The ego is designed to survive, to protect, to fight for its existence. Its job is to keep you alive in the material world. It creates separation so you can function here. But enlightenment dissolves that separation. You no longer see yourself as a wave, but as the entire ocean. You are no longer a single leaf trembling in the wind, but the entire tree, the earth, and the sky. And to the ego, this loss of individuality is unbearable. It is extinction. It is the end. But to the soul, it is liberation. Because for the first time, you are not bound by your identity. You are everything and nothing at once. This is the great paradox. To truly live, you must first die. Not the physical death, but the death of everything false. The death of your illusions. The death of your need to control. The death of your conditioned mind. Every mystical tradition speaks of this death-rebirth process. In Christianity, the resurrection comes after the crucifixion. In Hinduism, Shiva destroys so Brahma can create again. In Sufism, the lover dies in the beloved, losing all sense of self to merge with the divine. When you let go, when you surrender, when you die to the false, you are reborn into truth. This is why so few truly seek enlightenment, because it is not about gaining something, It is about losing everything you thought was you. It is not about becoming special. It is about becoming nobody. In a world obsessed with building identities, enlightenment destroys all identities. In a world obsessed with becoming, enlightenment is the realization that you already are, and there is nowhere to go. So why does enlightenment feel like death? Because to awaken is to die before you die. It is to realize the truth before your final breath. It is to dissolve into the infinite ocean of consciousness while still walking this earth. And in that death you find life. In that nothingness you find everything. In the silence that follows the death of the ego, you hear the eternal song of existence. If you die before you die, when you die, you will not die. Ancient Sufis sang, breathe deeply, close your eyes, ask yourself, who am I really beyond my thoughts, beyond my name, beyond my fears? If you dare to look, you will find the answer, and the answer will set you free.